Greetings, loved ones. It is abusers, threats, and excuses, and victims' fear of retaliation that are the greatest barriers to leaving domestic violence. And today we're going to discuss this. To help get these messages out, please subscribe to our channel, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Hit that like button and share these messages with others, because you never know, just by doing so, you could save a life. It may seem to defy the logic of those who have never experienced abuse from an intimate partner, but leaving one's abuse is never as simple as packing a bag and walking out the front door. The truth is that abuse can feel like being held hostage by someone you once loved and trusted. And with children, pets, property, and finances thrown into the mix, untangling oneself from an abuser can be a complex and often dangerous, if not life-threatening, endeavor. There are many obstacles that survivors face when leaving an abuser. These barriers were first highlighted by Sarah Buell, a clinical professor of law at Arizona State University. Buell has worked for more than 30 years with survivors of domestic violence. She is also a survivor herself, as well as a mother. Her son was 2.5 when she left her abusive husband. A group of survivors she worked with were asked to weigh in on what barriers they faced when trying to leave their abusers. More information on this can be found at domesticshelters.org. Nearly 2,500 votes were cast, and here are the top 15 reasons why it's difficult to leave an abusive situation. Number 1, threats or excuses from an abuser. Number 2, fear of retaliation from abuser or of losing custody of children. Number 3, lack of an advocate to help them. Number 4 barrier to leaving was financial abuse or despair or the possibility of homelessness. Number 5, denial, denying that it's actually happening. Number 6 is wanting to keep the family together. A lot of people want to do that, but that's not in the best interest of you or your children. The number 7 barrier to leaving is the best interest of the children to stay. Number 8 is no place to go. Number 9 is still in love with the abuser. Number 10 is the hope that violence will end. Those are in everybody's minds, believe me. Number 11 is mental illness or other health issues. 12 is isolation. 13 is guilt. 14 is a prior negative experience with the court system. And the last one is, it was safer to stay. Domestic violence advocate and educator Julie Owens says she's not surprised by the number 1 and 2 answers of threats or excuses from the abuser in fear of retaliation. She says those would have been my guess, and adds that abusers often don't lie about the threats they make. I'm sure that if you have suffered abuse, several of these barriers to leaving have been in your mind. I was a victim of domestic violence, and I can assure you several were in my mind too. But what I desire for you to really know is that none of these reasons are really reasons to stay. I know what it is like to love your abuser. You don't want the relationship to end. You just want the abuse to end. And you constantly hope his promises of never doing it again come true. But the truth is, he won't change. He will do it again, and next time, most likely, will be worse. I can tell you I felt shame too. What would people think of me? I couldn't make the relationship work. But the truth is, there is no shame. You didn't do this. You didn't cause him to hurt you. He did. And with decades of living as he has, his brain is wired to continue doing this over and over and over. I know what it's like to worry about financials if you leave. That was in my mind too. How would I pay the rent? How would I buy food? I can't do this on my own, I would think. But the truth is, you can do this. And you don't have to do this alone. There are people and organizations and governmental help out there for you. It isn't an easy journey, and each person's journey is different. But in the end, you will be safe and free from violence. You will learn your value and your strength. I did, and look at where I am today. I know you can do this too. So don't let anything real or imagined be a barrier to your leaving a violent relationship. With 1 in 3 women experiencing domestic violence worldwide, the question in front of all of us is not whether we will encounter a victim of violence. The question before God is, what will we do when we do encounter them? You could be the person who saves a life. You are called, we are all called to be champions for justice. Those who suffer violence and those who love them, and those who don't even know them, they need to step out and reach out to those who need to leave and give them the courage and the help they need to do it before it is too late. Help us get these messages out. Please subscribe to our channel, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Hit that like button and please share these with others. If you're a victim of violence, listen to me and know this. You are valued, you are loved, you are intelligent, and you are beautiful. God doesn't want you to suffer violence. He wants you to live free from violence and peace and tranquility. There is a way out. It's not your fault. Abuse is not love. Reach out to someone for help. And if you find yourself in a dangerous situation, call 911. Tomorrow, we will talk about how to leave a violent relationship without dying. This is a very serious one. Until then, God bless you.